You gotta start naming these dance moves.
That's the I got a pee dance.
You got a pee dance. All right. Well, welcome back, crypto fam, to Sin City Crypto. This is your co-host here, David, coming at you live from Global Studios in Las Vegas, Nevada, with another one of our live episodes. Before we get into the content, you know what we got to do. Quick disclaimer: we're not financial advisors. Do your own research. Don't take anything I say, or especially what Robin says, as financial advice. So with that being said, let's meet the hostess with the leastest. Robin, what's up?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, boring, and stale information, we package it up in a fun and sexy way. I also want to give a quick shout out to Global, our media partners. They help us broadcast this out to other channels than just YouTube. And we're a young and growing channel. If you'd like to grow with us, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't want to miss anything, hit the notification button. And then, we don't just do live streams.
What do we do, Robin?
We do deep dives. This the live stream, though. Check out the deep dives.
So, what do we got on the slate for our live show today? All right. So, hot take, talking points. And you know we got to do a juicy market analysis segment today. Unfortunately, we cannot go over the 1 hour mark. We do have a meeting with some investors today. So yesterday we went an hour over our typical time slot, which we enjoyed doing because we had a ton of you in our chat saying hello, asking us questions. The market was literally tanking in the midst of us doing our show. So unfortunately today, we're not going to be able to do that. But moving forward, if it constitutes it, we will extend our show for you guys, for our community, to make sure you guys are up to date on the latest crypto information.
That's very generous of you, David.
Thank you, sir.
Very generous.
I'm a good man. I'm a kind man. I give back to the people. No, so before we get into the hot take, market tanked yesterday, right? Like, we were sitting here doing our market analysis. I pull up the market and it's like, oh, we're only down 0.01%. I pull up the Bitcoin chart and I literally just see the candle go from like here, boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, we got 20 people in the chat asking what the hell is going on. So I want to show a tweet here. This is a tweet from one of our friends that joins our channel. His name is Sean. You should go check him out on Twitter at Sean C1000. Today's crypto liquidations. In the past 24 hours, 186,457 traders were liquidated. And the chart here shows you some of the biggest ones. You had $279 million in Bitcoin, $140 million in Ethereum, $16 million in Solana, XRP, Doge, Luna. You had Phantom, and of course you had Chainlink as well, totaling a little shy of $500 million.
Now that's $500 million on these specific platforms, but the industry as a whole, some of the numbers I saw were $800 million. And if you take into account all of the smaller exchanges, some of those that just specialize in leverage trading. Now, you know, you mentioned that the market tanked. Let's also put it into perspective. We did go from 45,000, maybe even high 44,000, and we pulled down to 43 or 42. So if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't anything that drastic, honestly. And if you're a long-term holder, if you're not one of these people that got liquidated.
We were at 47 when we would drop down to 43, 42.
Were we at 47 during the
47? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, still not anything super crazy. I'm just trying to preference the fact that if you're in this long term, if you're not one of the traders that got liquidated, you're fine. Just hodl. I mean, we all know Bitcoin in the future is going to be way higher than the price is now. So if you don't intend on selling, regardless of what the market does today and tomorrow, or even next week or next month, doesn't really matter if you're looking for your long-term investment, if you're working on a retirement, if you're looking to save for your kids or something of that nature. You're in a good boat. So don't sweat it. Now,
welcome back, Stereo 2. Happy to have you, my friend.
Hey, Stereo 2. What's up, brother? So yeah, I think over dramatization of what's happening. Just think about it this: the people that got liquidated on these leverage trades, they basically just gave money to the whales. The whales are the ones that are in a position where they can sell. I can identify the liquidation points, and then they buy back in at a lower price. So basically, if you have $1 billion in leverage trade and you get liquidated, somebody sold their Bitcoin right before that happened, and then they buy back in a little lower after the liquidation when the price drops, and in turn, they just took your $1 billion and just put it in their own pocket. So just keep in mind that if you do some risky leverage trades, and when you do get liquidated, you're just passing that on to somebody that is already rich and probably doesn't need it. So
Don't leverage trade.
Proceed with caution, my dude.
That's right. So there are some other factors that we believe contributed to the market dump yesterday, and we will go over those in our talking points and the market analysis. Long term. Yes, Dario, too. We 100% agree with you. So with that being said, let's move on to our first segment, the Fuego take. Roll it.
Ooh, that's
all right. So our hot take today is, what public figure or celebrity would you like to see come into the crypto space? I'll go first on this one. So people like to take financial advice from other people, from people like Dave Ramsey, Susie Orman, your uncle. So my answer to this question is Dave Ramsey. I personally don't like the guy. I think he's so basic. I think he gives people sometimes good financial information, sometimes shitty. If you follow Dave Ramsey's financial information, you will literally die with no savings account and no retirement account. All he tells you to put money in is mutual funds because historically they've returned 5-6%. Well, Mr. Ramsey, guess what? Inflation is up 6%. So you literally made nothing. You probably lost money if people followed your advice. So he talks about Bitcoin being hard to understand and too volatile, and you shouldn't invest in it. He's absolutely wrong. He just doesn't understand it. This is a typical example of someone being ignorant to the fact and not wanting to learn about it and just throwing blanket statements out there. So for the good of the people that follow him, because I know he has a big following, I would love to see Dave Ramsey actually learn about cryptocurrency, learn about Bitcoin, understand the space, understand the markets, and then educate the people that follow him so closely. And instead of telling them not to invest in Bitcoin, not to invest in crypto, educate them and let them make that decision themselves. So that's my answer. Robin, what say you?
I am gonna go out here and nominate not a presidential candidate, but a candidate for NFT, El Señor Donald Trump. So might not be the biggest fan of the man himself, but let's be realistic. The man has a cult following. People will do and say and replicate whatever he does. So if you're looking for somebody to shake up the cryptocurrency space, to bring more awareness, to bring more attention and eyeballs, why not have the zombie leader himself, Donald Trump? Because
zombie leader?
Yeah, because whatever he says, they all follow, they all wander in like zombies, and they're all behind him. So
don't shit on Donald Trump supporters. There's a lot of them out there. I don't shit on any supporters of any people.
I am not. I'm not a Donald Trump hater. And if anything, this should solidify my support for the idea of him getting into cryptocurrency. Whether or not he
does have a big following.
Whether or not he's the best political candidate for the president of the United States, that's up for discussion. However, the man is a proven business leader. He has multiple corporations that are underneath him. He has a huge following, and if he got into the cryptocurrency space, you think Elon Musk can pump or dump the market with one tweet? Let's see what Donald Trump can do. Because, well, actually, never mind, because his Twitter account got suspended. So I'm going to retract that last statement. But still, the dude does plenty of interviews, gets plenty of TV time. So if he got into Crypto, if he launched an NFT, I think it would be well received. It would probably instantly sell out with some kind of record-breaking numbers there as well. So
I believe we have a new person in our chat. Aaron Moore, welcome, my friend. I don't
hola!
believe I've seen you in our chat before. Drop a comment. Where are you watching us from? You're watching in the U.S., overseas? We'd love to know about it. Make sure you like the video so YouTube will suggest this to more people and we can get some more.
Yeah, let's get a party in the chat.
That's
man.
right. Yesterday we had a juicy party and it was fun, man. I had a great time yesterday.
Well, I think a lot of people were scared and they were just trying to get some comfort. They were trying to
come to Sin City Crypto. We'll give you the facts, truth.
That's right.
All right, let's move on to our next segment, the talking points. All right, so we're going to try to do this a little more often. We gathered a video clip of a gentleman who was talking about the Fed rate hikes and talking about the U.S. balance sheets, all the fun stuff. So we have that clip for you guys. After the clip, we're going to come back and discuss it. So without further ado, Robin, let's roll that video clip.
You know, what's interesting is we had that Fed meeting. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. They had the press conference. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. And here we have the minutes, and things really seem to change in terms of the market perception.
Well, we did learn new details, Melissa, and those details are at the December meeting suggesting that the Federal Reserve is going to be more aggressive now in reducing its $9 trillion balance sheet than we previously thought. It highlights really the growing concern with inflation. And of course, as you know, it really pressured equities and bonds today. So the minutes didn't put a timetable on when the Fed might begin the runoff. It's, by the way, not actually scheduled to stop buying assets until next month. Might be some of the confusion out there, but some think the runoff could happen or begin happening as soon as this summer. Kathy Bastiancic from Oxford, she wrote today, the hawkish tone of the minutes underscores the likelihood of 3 rate hikes this year, but also signals a reduction in the size of the balance sheet that could start by mid-2022. The minutes also suggested the possibility of faster rate hikes. Markets are now dialing in a better than 70% chance, actually make it 73% chance of the first hike coming in March, and high probabilities of a second hike in June, a third in November, and a not insignificant 40% probability now of a fourth hike in December. Some officials even said in the minutes they prefer to rely more on balance sheet reduction than rate hikes to remove accommodation. This would avoid flattening the curve on the longer term. It also suggests, by the way, a faster pace of tightening. It's well to underscore, folks, the absurdity of the moment. The Fed is talking about aggressively reducing its balance sheet while it is still adding assets to that balance sheet. It's just a Fed that may be behind its own curve, Melissa.
All right. So, yeah, so there's a couple ways of digesting this information. If you are wondering what happened to the market yesterday, if you're wondering what happened to cryptocurrency, why Bitcoin crashed, it is no coincidence that the New York Stock Exchange, especially the tech stocks, NASDAQ had a big hit yesterday. What had transpired was they have the Fed's minute, which is basically a recap. Yeah, that's actually probably more accurate.
Yeah.
But they had a recap of the meeting that happened back in December. None of this was new news as far as raising interest rates. It just solidified what was talked about, and it basically made it public knowledge. It wasn't more of a speculation. But what did catch a lot of people off guard was that the U.S. was going to try to reduce their balance sheet. So just like any other business, the U.S. does have a balance sheet where they account for their spending, and they are trying to lower the balance sheet. Right now, it's close to $9 trillion, and before the pandemic, it was sitting around $3.5 trillion. So we've more than 3 times our debt. Or at least our assets that we're accountable for in just a year and a half, maybe 2 years. But now what they're doing is that they are rapidly reduce, or they're trying to rapidly reduce the balance sheet. And what has got us to that point was the federal government's quantitative easing. If you're not familiar, quantitative easing, also known as QE, is where the U.S. government will basically pump money into companies by either buying debt or issuing bonds. Here we do have the chart. Now, this is the balance sheet where as you see, going into the COVID era there, we were just shy of 4 trillion, well over 8 trillion. So we've had a parabolic rise. This is one of the biggest concerns when it comes to inflation. This is one of the metrics that is followed. So, and it has a direct correlation to that as well. So, now this doesn't just pertain to Wall Street. So this is something that crashed, or had a big pullback in Wall Street, but that was at the same timing as Bitcoin. Now, it also comes to be said that Kazakhstan is going through a lot of turmoil with the riots in the capital.
Kazakhstan.
And now it is very disturbing to see that. So our hearts go out to the people of Kazakhstan. Nobody likes to see that kind of pandemonium. So prayers out to those people, and hopefully they find a resolution, or get some civility back. But what happened with Kazakhstan is that they did turn off all of their internet there. Kazakhstan is actually one of the leaders in mining and Bitcoin mining. Most people just assume it's China and US, but Kazakhstan is a huge player. So we saw a gigantic drop in the hash rate there as well. We got an article on that. We'll talk about it a little bit more in detail, but so it was a mix of factors. But Wall Street with this, now they also did mention in the video that they're going to increase the interest rate 3 times. They have dates, or they have probable dates that they're looking at here in that discussion.
4 times,
and then a
December.
4th rate hike. So if you're not familiar, these rising interest rates are pretty bad for the bond and equities market, and they basically scare the markets.
They're good for one thing, though. So raising interest rates is good for inflation. So what's happening is the government is stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? So inflation report comes out, we're up 6.2 or 6.8%. So how do we fix that? We raise interest rates, but oh shit, if we raise interest rates, I mean, people are going to stop spending money and borrowing.
Tank the market. That's the downside. So
what do we do? What do we do?
Yeah.
What's your suggestion? What do we do?
They're stuck in a rock and a hard place. So I mean, you think about it. We had tons of printing, and you can't. You're stuck in a hard place. It's like you ran up your credit card bills. Like, we'll use a real life analogy. You ran up your credit card bills, but you don't make enough money to pay down the credit card bills without gaining tons of interest. You can't pay it off fast enough. And so now they're trying to pay. They're trying to pay the debt off, but they just don't. They just don't make enough. We don't have enough money coming in. So with continuous spending over and over again, it's like a catch-22. There's really no way out of it. Just long-term spending habits have to be curtailed. Maybe spend less money, or try to generate more revenue as far as GDP, things like that. So just know that Wall Street and cryptocurrency always correlated. But hopefully one day we'll break that trend too, though.
Hopefully. All right, let us move on to our first article. I'm going to pull up my laptop here. Robin did mention Kazakhstan. The Kazakh government resigns, shuts down internet amid protests, causing the Bitcoin network hash rate to tumble 13.4%. So if you didn't already know, Kazakhstan is number 2 behind the US of A as far as Bitcoin hash rate, coming in right around 18% of the total network's hash rate. So you can see how this news could have possibly tanked or help in the tanking of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency markets in general. Robin, do you think this was the main reason, or just a small factor?
No,
I think it was a big factor.
It was definitely a big factor. The markets did dump, and this happened to be the exact same time that Bitcoin dumped. However, they did bounce back, and not so much with cryptocurrency. So I think that Wall Street, and with the Fed minute release of the expected interest rates coming, solidifying those statements, and then also just saying that they're going to spend less. They're not gonna renew some of these bonds that they issue in anticipation for quickly reducing the balance sheet. So no longer are large companies in the U.S. going to be able to get free handouts from the government, and so it's going to be a little hard times for big business here in 2022. So maybe we won't have the most bullish. Maybe this isn't the time for the most bullish cryptocurrency year. So
You're walking back on your stance.
You still
think
I'm
Bitcoin,
still behind the $180,000.
but are you behind? Are you behind the 70,000 January Bitcoin?
Or no, I said 170,000. What
Are
was
you
that?
still, are you still behind the 70,000 January Bitcoin?
No, not at this point.
No?
No, I think 54,000 would be a good target there. There is still going to be a big pump in the second half of the month. If you want to know something about Bitcoin here, something I was looking at over the charts. You have the Bitcoin chart?
I do.
Yeah. Well, when you get a chance, you pull it up. So with the Bitcoin chart, if you take a look at the year, something kind of interesting when you look at patterns, it seems as though Bitcoin has been consolidating for a year. It's been trading sideways for a year.
There you go, Bitcoin chart.
You pull up the 1 year,
This is
or just from January 1st to now.
of last year.
So because we went into 2021 right around the same price that.
Yep.
Yeah. So where's January there?
Bam.
Yeah. So we're not far off. It seems as though we've had a pullback to where we kind of came into in January, or at least late January. So we've had more or less trading sideways.
January we were at 18,000-20,000.
1820. What about February?
February
Yeah,
we're closer to that.
Yeah. So for 11 months we've been trading sideways. So we've been consolidating for just about a year now. And I think we are due for a breakout, just like you would have consolidation on the short-term scale. We are probably due for a breakout. I don't forecast that we're going to go down anytime soon. I don't think we're going to break out anything under 40,000. In my opinion, David disagrees. He does think a possibility of 32,000, but I think we're going to hold support at 42, 40,000, maybe candle wick down to 38 or something. But I think we have smooth sailing. Second half of January, the markets tend to be a little bit, especially in February, ramping up to February. It's always been a very positive month for just traditional markets. People are getting tax return money back. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see where Bitcoin goes this week. So,
And Aaron in our chat said they're talking about another stimulus check, which I mean I'm not surprised. You've been printing money at a breakneck pace. Why stop now? And then looks like we have a new person in our chat. 6-pack American. Do you really have a 6-pack, my man, or
6-pack? Hola!
6-pack of beer or 6-pack of abs? What are we talking here, my friend? Welcome. If you're new, we are Sin City Crypto. Make sure you like the channel and subscribe. He says Bitcoin will go back up. Absolutely, we are. I'm pretty sure everyone here and in the chat is 100% in agreement that Bitcoin will go back up. Robin keeps saying that I think it's going to go down to 32. I don't think it's going to go down to 32.
You've said it over and over again.
That's not what I said. If you actually fucking pay attention, I'm saying if we lose 42,000, the next level of actual support is like 30 to 32,000.
Wouldn't it be 40,000?
No, looking at
40,000 is a huge psychological number, bro.
We're not talking psychological numbers. We're talking technical numbers. And the technical numbers say if 42 does not hold and we go down, there are some small levels of support. Yes. But what I'm talking about, a solid level of support, it's $30,000 to $32,000. So
big round psychological numbers are always levels of support.
I'm not talking big round. I'm talking technicals. I'm talking what do the numbers and the charts say?
It's technically a big round number.
You're such a jackass, bro. All right, we're going to move on to our very next article here. U.S. Congress reportedly set for hearing on Bitcoin's carbon footprint. Bitcoin, now they do have some validity here. Bitcoin does use more electricity than some entire countries. One of those includes Argentina. So the House Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations is going to be doing a hearing on the carbon footprint. I believe we can all be in agreement that energy efficiency and using alternative energy such as wind or solar is better for the climate and everything in general. And Elon Musk even said it when when they decided to take Bitcoin away from Tesla. He said that once more than 50% of the network is using green energy, they will look back into bringing Bitcoin on as a payment for Tesla. So rarely do we ever like or agree with what our politicians say here in the United States, but this is one that I would have to agree with. If Bitcoin can reduce the carbon emissions and the amount of energy they use, great. Why not? It won't be a bad thing. Just don't go out on a limb, Congress people, and say, oh, no, well, we're going to ban trading until you do it. Or, oh, who knows what else they can come up with. Nothing ever surprises me with our government and our elected officials. Robin, what say you?
Well, this is the dumbest article I've ever read. Not so much how it's written, but just the premise behind it. Let's be real. Bitcoin does not use that much energy. It does.
Dude, it literally uses more energy than the entire country of Argentina.
In comparison to what is used in a traditional financial system, if you think about all the bank branches, all of those big Bank of America buildings, every downtown you go to, you see a Bank of America skyscraper. You see Wells Fargo on these big buildings. You have all these ATM machines.
Yeah, but a lot of them are using.
You have all the servers that are used to transact. You have all the
you
have all the intermediaries that transfer money from one to the other, and all the people and all the offices and all the lights that are used.
Yeah, but
there,
they're not all using fossil fuels.
Yeah, well,
What
do you mean they're not all using fossil?
I'm saying they're not all using. Some of them are using green energy. Bitcoin, like they're transitioning, and I think it's a good thing.
There
that
are more Bitcoin miners are using renewable energy. They're actually one of the most renewable energy using organizations out there.
Even with that, their carbon footprint is pretty high. All I'm saying is the resources are out there.
How much energy do you think is used to run every single? Just think in your head every bank you can think of in every city and around the world. How many bank branches are there? How much energy goes into turning the lights on, to keeping all those ATMs on, to keeping all the monitors on, to keep all the websites, to keep the servers on, that when you log on to the website, you have your banking account in this.
Okay, we get it, man. We get it.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
But I'm just saying.
You're talking the amount of energy for that compared to the amount of energy to secure the Bitcoin network.
I get it.
The only difference is that all of the energy for the Bitcoin network can be identified right in one point. You can't really identify and aggregate all the data from all of the banks around the world and be like, this is how much energy the banks use. Nobody fucking knows how much energy the banks use.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want?
I'm just saying, from their perspective, right? Banks use energy, but they're servicing their
back,
client.
Charlie.
They're giving their client a service. Bitcoin's using energy, and people are just making money off it. I'm not agreeing with that sentiment, okay? Don't get it twisted. I'm not agreeing that is true and that means something. I'm just saying, from their perspective, if you play devil's advocate, that's going to be what they say. They say, well, banks use that much energy because they're providing a service for clients. Bitcoin miners are just trying to make money for themselves.
No, the Bitcoin miners are securing the network, and that's just the cost of securing the network.
They don't understand. They hear mining rewards. They're making money. Why are you using so much energy?
You're never going to reduce the amount of energy that Bitcoin uses. Maybe, okay, I don't want to say never. Maybe they'll pass some kind of protocol. But however, the upgrades and the protocol changes to the Bitcoin network are facilitated, or they're voted on by the miners. So if it's against the miners' interest,
they're going to vote it down.
Yeah. So basically, whoever has the most graphics cards or the ASICs, whoever has the highest hash rate wants to keep it. And so And if they know they can make more money by taking their profits and buying more mining equipment, they buy more and more, they know they can get more Bitcoin. So if you put a cap on it, or you scale it back, or you put some kind of regulation on it, then at some point, the people that vote on it are never going to vote on it. It wouldn't make any sense. It'd be like voting against making money for yourself. So I don't think I'm not saying that it's a good thing, but it is what it is. It's the cost of running the Bitcoin network. It's the way it was set up. It was the way Satoshi set it up. I'm sure he didn't imagine as much energy being used as it is. However, that's the protocol. It's not going to change. The miners aren't going to vote to lose less money, to make less money. So we're stuck that way. So Congress can freaking have a hissy fit or whatever, but ain't shit changing, my dude.
All right. Sean just said Solana went down again today. Is that a statement or a question? Because I was scouring the news today. I couldn't find anything. Sean, if there's a link or something.
Everything's down today.
Yeah, everything's down today. But if Solana Network went down again, I'll reserve my thoughts on that one for later. But the next article we're going to talk about, one company is offering dividends in Bitcoin, but experts say it may be better just to buy the Bitcoin or just to buy the cryptocurrency itself. Not getting too detailed into the article. Essentially, this guy says, hey, instead of buying a company to get dividends in Bitcoin, why don't you just go and buy Bitcoin? Although I think it's extremely cool that companies are finding ways to integrate Bitcoin and introduce it to the masses, I think is great, but kind of have to agree with the guy, right? If you want to buy Bitcoin, just buy Bitcoin.
Right.
But if you believe in the company, and then on top of that, they give you Bitcoin dividends, then great.
I mean, if you're used to,
but I still think it's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, if you're used to investing in a certain way, where it is buying index funds or stocks or however you acquire your assets, if you do it in one way and that's the only way you feel comfortable doing it, I get it. So more exposure. So I'm down with it. It's bullish news. They had the CEO of BCTS on the Pomp show yesterday, so he was announcing that. So yeah, I think it's bullish, man. I like it. Me gusta.
So Charlie, your XRP question we'll answer during our market analysis, my friend. We only have a short amount of time, so when we get there, we'll answer it. So make sure you stay in the chat. Last article we're gonna talk about, and this one is a funny one. 90-day fiancés Stephanie Maddow retiring from fart jar business after hospitalization. In recent months, Stephanie has become an unexpected TikTok star, documenting her unconventional business selling jars of her farts. This lady sometimes makes $45,000 in a week. She eats certain things that induce gas like beans, eggs, leafy greens. It was made clear that I was experiencing wasn't a stroke or a heart attack, but very intense gas pains. I was advised to change my diet.
What does this have to do with cryptocurrency?
And to take, hold on, I'm getting to it. This is just a setup this is just the lob for the slam dunk here, okay? So essentially she had to change her diet and take gas suppressions, leading her to launch her NFT. What? 90 Days Fiance is now selling fart jar NFTs. You can see here her holding up a jar.
Is that a piece of dookie in there?
That looks like a dried chili pepper or one of her shits she took this morning.
Is this something to preserve like the smell of? Is it kind of like, when you get beef jerky and you got the do not eat packet in there? Is it to preserve freshness? Doesn't it?
This is very.
It keeps it juicy, bro.
Listen, my friends, the beauty of NFTs and crypto, you can monetize whatever the hell you want. You can monetize your farts, for God's sakes. So
I don't know what's more disgusting, the girl sitting over a mason jar farting in it, or the person that opens it and smells it. So I don't know.
Or the person that buys NFT fart where.
Well, at least the NFT fart is not. You're not actually getting the fecal matter.
But the point of it is that if you enjoy this kind of weird stuff, you enjoy that fart fecal matter.
You seem like a guy that would enjoy that. Would you? You've probably you're probably one of the guys on the NFT waiting list there.
You weren't supposed to say anything. Let's move on. to our last segment of today, the market analysis. All right, looking at the markets today, I'm going to pull up the laptop here. We are
just a quick note here before we get started. If there is a project you want us to discuss or look at, or something you're interested in, or just maybe a entry or exit point on a project, just drop it in the chat. We would love to cover it.
Amen. So markets are down 5.21% over the last day. We have Bitcoin 43,393, down almost 10% on the week. Shit ton of volume. We're close to $40 billion of volume with Bitcoin. ETH is sitting steady at 34.43, down 7.5% over the last day. Binance Coin under $500. I'm going to do a TA on them to let you know if it's a good time to enter into it. Solana 153.89. I'm gonna trust my man Sean here, even though I haven't had time to research it. But he said the network went down again.
The network, or the price?
The network, Solana network went down again. So, and if you're looking for like literally minute by minute crypto information, go follow Sean. It's Sean C1 at Sean C1000 on Twitter. He posts a lot. One of the articles I pulled up today was from his Twitter. Really, really good stuff. You have Cardano at $1.24. If you watch this channel, you know we love ADA. And then Robin, XRP. Charlie wants to know, will XRP be the most dominant coin in 2022?
No.
No?
So XRP is gonna pump. It's gonna. If you're looking for short-term gains inside of the like say the top 50 projects, I think it has the most upside without too much risk. I think it's a great time to enter. What's the price of
77 cents? Oh, whoa. Look at this number. We're in Vegas, my friend. 7777. We are going to log off right now and we're heading into the casino. It's 5 minutes from here. We'll be back.
So taking a look at the price, 77 cents. It has traded around $1 for the longest time before the more recent pullback. So I mean, even now is a great time to get in. I don't see it getting too much lower, honestly. But with the resolution of the court case, which we talk about all the time, it is set to go in front of they're set to resume the court hearing on January 19th. So I wouldn't expect a very immediate resolution when they come in. That's just when the court case resumes. So maybe February, March, probably more realistic. Could see a resolution there, but I would assume a 10x on the price with a favorable resolution, maybe even more. However, they've gotten behind the ball with partnerships. There's tons of U.S. companies or companies that have affiliation or ties with the United States and their economy, and they might be and there's a lot of companies that have been hesitant to make partnerships and move forward with XRP. So if they're behind the ball, so when the court case does resolve, it's gonna be a little while before they can get moving. So I would just expect the price to shoot up, trade at a higher number for maybe 3 weeks, and then just start to taper off over slowly over time, and then they'll make the partnerships, and then you can see it grow. But I think maybe 2023, 2024 would probably be what I would be looking for as far as some really long-term growth on that. So
some big gains. So yeah. just make sure you're comfortable holding tight onto your coins. Robin, what do you know about this Tether issue? Apparently, Aaron, our friend in the chat, saying that Tether coin, they're making new coins that are supposed to be backed by the dollar, but they are buying Bitcoin with those
It's
coins.
Just Tether FUD. I think it's 80.
Have you read the article? Because I have not.
I haven't read
so
the
I don't want to
article,
talk on it because I haven't done any research on it.
It's just an ongoing narrative. It's something that just has been around since 2017 or 2016. And it is basically the SEC was investigating Tether, which, by the way, they've already dropped a fine on Tether. So this kind of issue has been resolved, unless it's something new I'm not aware of. They've already did an investigation. The investigation is closed. They dropped a fine on them, and that's it. So Tether did show what their assets they're holding. I think it's around 70 to 80% of all of their tether is backed by US dollar. The rest is backed in bonds, stocks, and
Cash.
corporate debt. So majority of it is in cash. I mean, ideally you would want it backed 1-to-1, but that's just not how it is. If you want to get into stablecoin that's backed 1-to-1 by $1, go with a DeFi stablecoin. Terra Luna has a ton of those. It was a US
Finance one's good too.
Yeah, USD.
USDC.
Yeah, what? Yeah,
USDT, USDC. There's
yeah.
so many of them.
USDT is the DeFi
Terra
one.
Luna.
So the Terra Luna.
Yep.
So that's where I would go. But I wouldn't be concerned, man. Tether is not going anywhere. It's just freaking Tether FUD. It's just something people talk about to scare the markets.
But here's
but SEC already closed the their investigation. The fine has been dropped. We move on, bro.
But
it's
Aaron-
old news. Old news.
Aaron here. Not trying to find fudges in it. So here's the beauty of it. If you're not comfortable with one stable coin, there's literally tons of other ones you can use that do exactly the same thing, besides some staking rewards and stuff like that. But let's get back into the markets here. Terra Luna, $80. If you've been eyeing Terra Luna, in my opinion, now is a great entry point to get in. To me, this is a long-term hold. I do think Terra Luna can creep into the top 5. So
Shiba's been taking a pounding, man.
you know what? I actually have some news that I jot down on here on Twitter, on Shiba.
On Twitter?
Twitter.
Is that
How about
new-
that
is that
Twitter
a new-
on
is
a
that a new-
Shiba?
is that a new
Boom,
token?
Boom, boom, boom. No. So with the big sell-off you guys saw yesterday, the opposite happened for SHIB. The whales kept accumulating during the crash, adding close to another 2.5% to their holdings. So instead of selling off, the whales added more Shiba Inu to their holdings. I always talk about how impressive and important the Shiba community is to the project. If you're a Shiba holder, like the video, like the live, and drop a comment if you are a SHIB holder or if you like SHIB, because Robin is a well-known SHIB hater.
Hate.
But don't worry, I'm in your corner, my friends. Robin can hate all he wants. I will have your back no matter what. So that's pretty awesome. And then the coin I wanted to talk about, we should reach out to fucking Polygon and tell them to just sponsor our channel, because we literally talk about Polygon every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some news out of Polygon. They were among the top coins that were bought by whales, and not just Polygon whales, whales in general. And I have a picture pulled up for you, my friends. That is a extremely small picture. So let's go back to Polygon. And I'll kind of read it for you here. I'll put the camera on me. So you have ETH at number 1. Then you got 2 stable coins. Then Chainlink, followed by Matic, Gala, SNX, Poly, Axie, Infinity, and then Engine Coin. So those are the biggest ones that the whales were accumulating during the dip. And Polygon being one of them should tell you where this project is and where this project has a potential to go. If it's your first time, I'm going to send it over to Robin. Robin, what do you think about Polygon? For our first-time viewers who maybe haven't seen our show all the time,
How much time you got?
give us a 1 minute Polygon.
How much time you got?
We want 1
Because-
minute, because we know you can go on for hours.
Okay, 1 minute. I'm just going to keep it short, so I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Ethereum's broke. Polygon does everything Ethereum does. Faster, cheaper, and better.
Was that it?
What else you want me to say?
That's it?
That's it.
I'm proud of you.
Build on
man.
Ethereum, move it over to
I actually
Polygon.
stayed awake for that one.
So,
And actually,
yeah, no, just think of it this way. If people are going to, the market, because of free market, because you have options, because the way that things work, people are going to gravitate to what is cheaper and faster. If you can get to work by Route A, which is the main freeway everybody takes, which has got tons of traffic jam, or you can take a side street and save half the time, save half the gas, save and pay half the gas bill a month by going an alternate route. You don't go through the big freeway that everybody says, oh, why don't you take the I-15? Be like, well, no, I can take the side road, get there half the time, and save half the gas. Save me some money too. You would obviously pick the shorter route. It's the same with Polygon. Why would you use Ethereum when the gas fees and the traffic congestion is so high, when you can just go and use Polygon and it's cheaper and faster? It's a no-brainer.
it's a
And
no-brainer.
so slowly but surely, people are comfortable with Ethereum, but people that are even comfortable with Ethereum are going to see the benefits of moving over. So
And then just want to go back to Ethereum real quick. I forgot to mention Vitalik Buterin has suggested making changes to the gas fees to make them more fair and secure. So it'll be cheaper for you to mint an NFT or to approve MetaMask to use your wallet versus something like exchanging a coin for another coin. So which is great because the last thing you want to do is to liquidate some of your portfolio, and then next thing you know, not only you got to pay a gas fee to swap, let's say your Polygon token for Ethereum, but you have to give approval to MetaMask to use your Polygon token, and then that ends up being a $67 gas fee on top of the $70, $80 gas fee.
I never really understood that. I mean, I understand why it's done, but I don't understand why they haven't worked around
Here's
that.
the problem. Here's the problem. Is it should be you do it once and then that's it. But it's not. You do it once, and then 4, 5, 6 days later, you come back, and then you have to approve it again.
No, sometimes you don't need to approve it again. It depends. I don't know what the parameters are of it. I have to look into it. But
Robin, Polygon or Algorand?
Polygon.
Polygon?
Yeah. Algorand long term, 2020 Polygon, 2023 and beyond Algorand.
Okay. I can't disagree with that. So
I think once Ethereum patches up, plugs the leaks in the freaking the ship, once they write all of the things that they're doing the right way, once they get the scalable, once they can scale, once the damn traffic is more manageable, once the gas fees are dropped down, Ethereum's going to take its position back in the top. Unless they keep delaying it. But the Ethereum 2.0 is in beta form. It's functional. It's being used. So there's no reason I could see that it's not going to roll out. So,
all right, fair enough. So the last thing we're going to talk about for on CoinMarketCap here is the top gainers and losers in the top 100. Left column shows your top gainers. Ape NFT is up 12.47%, cracking into the top 100. Is that 500 million in volume? That's a lot. Cosmos is up 7%. Can it stay over $40? If you think Cosmos is going to stay over $40, drop a comment. Let us know. Mana up 6%. One I wanted to show you guys is Near Protocol. Near Protocol has been on an absolute tear, and it doesn't seem like anything can stop it. I thought for sure when the markets dipped yesterday, we were going to see a pullback to about $11 to $12 on Near Protocol, but the opposite happened. It is still up over 2% on the day. Also, if you have no idea what Near Protocol is, we did do a deep dive video on Near Protocol, so make sure you guys go check that out on our page. Going back to the top gainers and losers, let's look at some of the losers here. So here's a big loser. That's one of the big losers. Now, for cryptocurrency losers, you have SushiSwap down 10%, Theta down 10%. VeChain down, VLX. VLX came roaring into the top 100, and then it has slowly been declining ever since then. LivePool, Decred, AAVE down at 225. If you're an AAVE fan, let us know. I love AAVE. This is a project that went from 50 cents to over $400 in a matter of 9 months. Mark Cuban is a big proponent and backer of this project. It is essentially a lending platform. So if you have any, let's say you have Ethereum and you want to lend out that Ethereum and make some money, you can do that. Or you can borrow against your crypto as well. And AAVE has a platform, super cool. Go to their website, check it out. If you need money and you hold crypto, you can lend or borrow against. Now, want to move on to some TA. So the TA today, I wanted to focus on what are good entry points, right? Which coins have good entry points currently? So the first one we have pulled up here is our Bitcoin daily chart. You can see here when I talk to you guys about breaking 42. So between 40 and 42, we have extremely strong support. We have touched this multiple times. We have 1, 2, 3, this cluster here. You can count that as another 2 right there. But when I try to explain to Robin that when we break 42, my friends, what is the next level of support you see here? Is it here? Is it 37,000? Possibly. How many times has it touched 37,000? Once. We go down. between
40,000.
between 28 and 30,000 is the next strong level of support. Look how many times we've touched it.
Well, look,
Once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. 5 times. That is extremely
where's
strong
40,000?
support.
Where's 40,000 at?
40,000 is, I just told you right here. We do have a
There it
cluster of support at 40,000 right here.
Scoot it back now. Scoot it back. Zoom out, baby. Look at that 40,000.
40's right here.
Well, zoom out. Anyways,
Here,
You-
zoom
you
out.
be
I
more-
zoomed out.
more-
What? Say
to
something.
be more efficient. Zoom out. You zoomed in. Out means go further back in time. See? Look at all those 40,000 hits right there.
Here, how many times does it hit 40,000? Yeah,
It's a big number,
exactly.
bro.
So
It's not going under 40,000.
I don't think so, because we have players with big money that are waiting to scoop it up at 40,000. But I'm saying, if it's at all possible that 42,000 does not hold, then we are headed towards the low 30s, and that's all I'm
We're
saying.
headed to 40.
That shouldn't scare you. You should see that as a opportunity to add to your bag of Bitcoin. Another coin I think has a great entry point right now is BNB. It is the main token of the Binance Smart Chain. We look here at their entry point. We have very, very strong support here, right around between $450 and $460. We're currently trading at $478. You could wait to see if it drops a little more, but if it's only 10, 20, 30 bucks, if you've been waiting, why wait any longer? Not financial advice, just kind of what I'm seeing here. But we do see a little spinning top here. Spinning tops usually signal uncertainty in the market, so we don't know. People are scared. Is it going to go back up?
Quickly answer. We're going to have to sign off here in a second, but quickly to answer your question, Aaron, he says, why is algorithm getting rid of governance token, or staking is maybe what it is? From my understanding, I haven't heard of any changes in the protocol. I think what they're doing with staking and governance has been holding true. So unless there's some news I'm not familiar with, I don't see them changing their protocol at all.
We'll do some more digging on this topic, Aaron. Come
It
back
seems like
tomorrow
y'all are
and we'll
interested
have
in
some info for you.
Algorand, so we'll refreshen up on our Algorand research. See if
We did an
there's anything new.
Algorand deep dive video too, guys.
Yeah,
so
we
make sure you
did,
Go check
so-
that out.
Yeah,
And to wrap it up, the last coin I want to talk about, an entry point. Now, I had this chart pulled up before the news about another Solana attack or another instance of Solana systems going down. But if you are a believer, you've been eyeing Solana, but you've been waiting for the right time to enter, I do believe we are currently sitting at support, very strong support as well. We have touched the support 1, 2, and 3 times. $154 is a great entry point. If you've been looking to get into Solana, I personally hold Solana myself. So, yeah, with that being said, my friends, we are done with our live show today. To the new people that came into our chat, welcome. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out.
and keep the
any
chat
amazing
going.
content.
We love the interaction. We want to
That's right, baby.
discuss what your interests are. We want to know what projects you're into. So if there's something you go home and you see and you don't really know about it, don't go to some other YouTube. Come here. We'll talk about it. And if we don't know about it at the exact moment, if we're not familiar with the project, you got our time. We'll leave the show. We'll go check something out for you. We'll come back with some info and our thoughts. So, well, thanks again, everybody.
Yes.
And Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. So we'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you come back and hang out with us. So,
All right, guys.
all right, till
Take
next
care.
time. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, we missed Stereo 2, Crow. We'll hit that tomorrow. Algorand staking will end late in February.